Hello, this is Manuela, your career happiness coach. Thank you for joining me. Today, I want to talk to you about something that we all struggle with at some point in time. Stress. What causes you stress in your life? Many of us have a whole list of stressors. We're stressed because of mental or emotional strain due to demanding circumstances. And there are many ways of managing stress and becoming more resilient, many of which you know, for example, mindfulness, exercise, and healthy habits. I want to share with you one powerful action that you can put in place right now in order to limit your stress: instituting and enforcing personal policies. What are personal policies? Are they the same as boundaries? Personal policies take boundaries one step further. They are a list of clear rules that you have put in place for situations that you might find difficult. They reflect your values, priorities, and boundaries, and keep things impersonal, so you don't have to explain yourself. You may feel bad about putting in place clear rules because you're used to putting others' needs and feelings first, or because you feel like you don't have the right to create them, or because you're worried that they may jeopardize your relationships. But if you really care about others, you have to put yourself first, so you don't become unhappy, sick, or burned out, and then you're really not able to help others. You, like everyone else, have the right to create boundaries for yourself. And you really don't want to be in a relationship where the other person does not respect your personal policies. So how can you create your own personal policies? Number 1, identify your stressors. Think about different areas in your work and your life where you feel like you're giving too much or you're being taken advantage of. They could be material, where you're giving more or lending more than you would like. For example, you feel obliged to donate money to everyone who asks when you really don't want to or can't afford to. They could be physical, where you feel like your personal space or privacy is being invaded. For example, a coworker is constantly popping by your desk when you really want to be left alone. They can be emotional, where you feel like you're not being respected or are being emotionally manipulated. For example, a family member who constantly criticizes you or uses guilt to manipulate you to do things for them. Or they could be time-based, where you're spending more time on something than you would like to. For example, you're working or answering work emails on weekends when you really want to focus on your family. Number 2, create your personal policies. Based on your values and priorities, what personal policy would you like to put in place for each of the items you just listed that would honor what is important to you? For example, someone's personal policy could be: I will only donate money to the 3 causes I care most about and will limit my donations to X dollars per year. Or, I will not tolerate any interruptions at my desk in the mornings, which is my most productive time. Or, I will not allow anyone to criticize me or to emotionally manipulate me. Or, I will not check my work emails on the weekend. Number 3, enforce your personal policies. Once you've written your personal policies, share them with the appropriate people and enforce them. Now, this may take some practice. It is easier to start with one personal policy at a time. When someone makes a demand that goes against your personal policy, for example, asking why you aren't replying to work email on weekend, you can simply state, I'm sorry, I have a personal policy to not answer work emails on the weekend. I will get to it on Monday. What if your personal policy goes against the policy of your workplace, where, for example, answering emails on the weekend is the norm? First, think about whether this is an absolute requirement or whether this is something under your personal control. If it is an absolute requirement, it may be time to reevaluate your priorities. You may decide that it's more important to keep your current job. Or you may decide that you want to find something that is more in line with your values. I've also found that you may need to repeat your personal policy a few times. If you've never shared your personal policy before, it can take time for others to understand that you have a personal policy now. Also, others may be used to you giving in so they may test you a few times just to see if you really mean it. It is up to you to enforce your own policy if you want it to be effective. I've started creating and enforcing my own personal policies, and I'm contemplating a few more. I've already instituted policies for when to shut down my laptop at the end of the afternoon and for not letting others emotionally blackmail me. What new personal policy do you want to put in place? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for today. Until next time, thank you and take care.